Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Zalfahana from PBI1A, and I'm going to review an ebook. It's actually a book on Wattpad. So the title is Murder House, and the author's name is Briminism, and it has no page. It only has a scrolling chapter about 20 20 there are 20 chapters, and maybe it's about 40 book pages in total. So let's go reviewing the 7 structures of reading book. So the first point of reviewing this ebook is the chronological of the story. The story is about murders that recently happened in a neighborhood. There, in the corner of the street, lived a girl named Melanie Martinez. She has a unique hair, and she lived there alone because she didn't socialize well with the neighbors, and she lived all alone in a big house, and also because of her unclear family background, the neighbors thought that she was the murderer. The main character, her name is Acacia, once met Melanie in a grocery store. Melanie asked for Acacia's help to find cookie dough, and after that, Melanie invited Acacia to visit her home and take some cookies in her home. Um, Acacia didn't tell her best friend Molly because Molly is such a gossip girl, so she just went to Melanie's house to buy her invitation and eat some cookies there. And then Acacia only stopped there for a quick minute because she heard a wailing siren of ambulance that was right when Molly called her and told her that Miss Harrison got poisoned after eating cookies. So Acacia ran away from Melanie's house and went to Molly. Acacia and Molly went straight to the hospital to ask question to Miss Harrison's son, and he told them that a random girl that age about 16 or 17, so uh, perhaps like close and not older than 20, gave them cookies, and Miss Harrison ate the cookies without worries. Long story short, after not seeing Melanie and even Molly for a few days, the policemen still doing investigations to houses and asking questions to find who the real killer is. That day, Acacia was alone. She was home alone, and she heard someone knocked on her door, and she found a piece of paper under her door, and something is written on the paper. The writing is, "Go to Melanie's house and save a life." So she quickly ran there to Melanie's house, and she found the same piece of paper under Melanie's door too, and it's written the number of a house there, which is house number 2573, and then both of them went there to found a young body sinking in a bathtub with a bread toaster in it too. They was very terrified of it, of course. So they thought they were thinking of running away from that house, but unfortunately they was late, and a blonde-haired girl entered the bathroom, and they think it was gonna be easy to run away from a girl if she was alone, but surprisingly the girl was not alone. She got company, and she was followed by Acacia's best friend, which is Molly. She was very surprised because Molly is that one person who was very excited to find out who the killer of these murders is. So Molly was there to tie down Melanie because Melanie thought that the blonde girl is chasing after her, but she was trying to kill Acacia first. So uh, in the book, Acacia just blacked out and she woke up in a hospital, realizing that her best friend is actually with the killer, and Melanie was in the police office getting investigated by the police officers, and that is the end of the story. So Melanie is like Melanie got something related to the blonde girl, but she wasn't the killer, and Molly is with the real killer. Second point, compare and contrast. Melanie told Acacia herself about her childhood, where she always got compared by her friends because she was a quiet girl by her family issues. And then for the contrast, Melanie always dressed so different from other normal people, and that is such a contrast. One of many reasons why she got blamed for the murder she didn't do. I quote this from the story, which is, "The door opens and Melanie greets me with a smile. Her hair is still short, half black and half teal. She's wearing a lilac dress, doll style. Her shoes are white with very thick heels and white rubber socks." 3. Order of importance. So, the first important things of this story is, of course, when people think that Melanie was the murderer of this case, and then Molly that was very curious about who the murderer is, and then the story about Melanie's past, when Melanie told Acacia that she has an ex named Tommy, and Tommy's girlfriend, whose name is Julie, she hates her very much, and comes out that the real murderer is Julie, which was helped by Acacia's best friend Molly. Point number 4, sequence. So I quote one sentence from the story. The situation is when anything already get better. So the sentence is like this. Then 3 weeks later, the fateful day comes. Police sirens are heard and I get a feeling of deja vu. It seems like there was another murder. So the signal words from this sentence is then. It's showing the sequence of the story. Point number 5, special. As for the space of the story background, is only happened in the neighborhood, the grocery shop near there, and then probably the hospital. And for number 6, cause and effect. So the biggest cause and effect I found here is that the way Melanie dressed differently from the others is the cause that affect people's perception of the murder. So basically, Melanie that likes to dress uniquely makes people think that she is the killer. That she was the murderer of the murders that happened those days, because she was unique and different. The last point is problem and solution. So as we know, the main problem here is that there were so many murders in the neighborhood, and the neighbors think that Melanie was suspicious, and the only solution is by police investigation, but they cannot seem to find who the murderer is just by investigating house into house. But finally, the last accident that happened to Melanie and Acacia finally revealed who the real murderer is, and it proved that Melanie isn't the real murderer. And so yeah, that is how the story ends. Okay, thank you very much for watching this not so good review video of Murder House by Briminism on Wattpad. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.